What's up, guys? Zero That Trucker here, back with another video. And today I've got something new. It's my very first time hauling this. You can see in the background right there, we have ourselves a concrete box, a hollow one. I think what they called it is a precast box culvert, I think is what it was marked as. And this thing's going to be very easy to secure, but you have to do it a very specific way for a specific reason. You're gonna look at that. It's just an emptied out or a hollow concrete casing going to a job site not too far from where I'm going, about 4 hours away. But let's start with the setup of this. With this thing being light, you need to make sure that you properly place this. And I centered it on the trailer, which is a standard way for these to go, because I saw some other guys loading these before I got here. Everybody had them in the middle. And if you're with TMC and quite possibly some other freight hauling companies, that they have Fontaine trailers like I have right here, if you're trying to find the center point of your trailer, on most of TMC's trailers there will be a notch right here. You see this welded piece of metal? This is the center point of your trailer. So if you're trying to put something in the very middle of your trailer, or if you're trying to properly have the loader space the freight, if you're getting multiple pieces and you want to have it centered so you're not overweight on your drive axles and you can properly spread that weight across the trailer, just look for this notch. And this will be on the driver's side of the trailer and on the passenger side. It'll be a welded piece of steel. To my knowledge and my experience, the vast majority of trailers at TMC have that right there to make it easy for you to find it. So pretty much right above where your side box is. If this is not welded onto your trailer, just look for that, you know, right around here. If you can see, pretty much directly above where your turn signal light is, right around that area. Because we want to be legal and we want this load to drive correctly while we're going down the highway, so it needs to be centered. Got a couple of pieces of dunnage under here so that they can take it back off of the trailer when I deliver it. Other than that, man, this thing's gonna be pretty easy. What we need to do is throw straps over the top and through the center, but the straps have to be placed in a very specific spot. Otherwise, you could damage this thing. And what I'm gonna do is throw one strap over the top here in the front, right here where the thickest points of this piece is, directly over the thickest part right there. And I'm gonna do the same thing in the rear, right over this thickest piece, or the thickest part of the piece, because that has the most structural integrity. Because if you throw straps over the center and you really winch down on it, you might crack that. I don't know, I mean, if you pull down hard enough, you might, I want to say that you wouldn't completely break it, that would be catastrophic, but you could damage it because it's not meant to be crushed down on like that. So to compensate for that, we're going to put straps down through the bottom and we can winch down on those. But this whole thing, you don't really want to winch down on this and make it like bone crushing tight. You want to make it snug, maybe like 2-3 clicks past snug. That way you don't worry about cracking this at any point. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to build a bulkhead in front of this. Now, I'm pretty sure I only need to have my bulkhead on this one from what I was told, because I did ask safety about this specific part. I just need to have the bulkhead high enough so that it is higher than this open area on the piece here. So maybe like 1 or 2 pieces of dunnage. But I am a supporter of over securement, as you guys already know, so I'm gonna go ahead and put 3 pieces of dunnage, so it'll be, you know, up around this area or something like that, to keep this thing from moving forward in the odd event that I have to stop short, somebody cuts me off, or, you know, anything really. And then we're gonna be good to go. And of course, this is a kind of abrasive, more abrasive than I would like to leave alone. So I'm going to put some edge protectors underneath my straps, down to the bottom and over the top on both sides, and then we will be able to get out of here and it should ride like a dream. And This thing weighs 28,400 pounds. So by TMC standard, I think anything that weighs like 26,668 pounds, between that and 32,000, needs to have a minimum of 6 straps on it, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll go ahead and do that. And I might even throw one extra one in at the bottom, maybe, because like I said, over securement is what I like. And then we'll be out of here. It'll be simple as that. But let's go ahead and get to it, guys. I'll let you watch me do it. Blew it off twice, 2 different straps, so I had to readjust and try to throw it up there a little bit farther back so it would stay up there and the wood wouldn't carry it off, and then just move it over with my edge protector pole. But we're all good aside from that. Let's put these edge protectors on. Today, like I've said in previous videos, the wind could be your best friend or your worst enemy out here. It's working against me today. Trying to get these straps placed. Not too bad, because I'm trying to throw my straps in between gusts while they're already up. But that's what I was doing previously. But still, you can see how they're still blowing the straps around. And to prevent them from knocking my straps out of place where I had them, I just took my straps after I threw one, and I would just place it through the hole. That way, at least keeps it contained. You know, and it won't just blow freely all over the place, you know. So it'll be really annoying really fast dealing with that. And a waste of time having to reposition the straps where you need them to be. Well, what's not here working, trying to throw straps, it wouldn't be a big deal. But situations like this, trying to place your straps over tall loads, or trying to fold your tarps up, or even place your tarps on top of a load, you know, the wind can do all kinds of crazy things and move your equipment away from where you intended it to be. You have to work quickly as far as placing the equipment and like securing it down in a way to where it won't move from where you left it. All right, like I said, I'm going to winch this stuff down. Not going to winch it down too far beyond, you know, like a snug click or two. You don't want it bone crushingly tight, because like I said, the stuff, you might crack it if it's too tight, especially over the top. I'm gonna go ahead and add the finishing touch. Build the bulkhead in front of this, because like I've said previously in other videos, again, I don't want this load coming off the trailer in any direction, whether that's the sides or the back, but I certainly don't want it coming off the front into the headache rack, into the cab of the truck, and turning me into a pancake. That would be very, very bad. So, forward movement protection on every single load that you are physically able to put it on. That's the way I do it. So let's go ahead and knock this out. Ideally, when you are building your bulkhead, you want to have the dunnage as close to the product as you can. That way, if you need to stop short for whatever reason, there's not a lot of space between the bulkhead and the product for it to gain momentum from you stopping, hitting the brakes really hard, sliding forward, and possibly breaking through that bulkhead. You want to be able to stop it dead in its tracks, not even let it be able to pick up any momentum to begin with. And you want to set it up so that there is no play in that chain at all. You saw me tug on it for the last check to make sure that thing is 100% locked in and steady. So we are finished with our securement. Last thing to do is just walk around the truck, do a 360 and check our securement, make sure everything is holding the way that we want to and looks good. We can roll. And as you guys can probably hear, we are out right next to the road. Right next to the road. The consignee, or not the consignee, but the shipper, right on the other side of this little patch of dirt and grass right there. It's where all the product is. Right back there. So this is a little area where we get to load up, or we get to secure rather. And we'll be heading right out of here. So let's go ahead and check the last bit of this 360. All right guys, here it is from that side profile angle here, the bulkhead that I was telling you. You want to have as minimal of an amount of space as you can between the bulkhead and your product. Like I said, if it comes forward, you want it to hit that and stop dead in its tracks. You don't want to have your bulkhead like way up here. You know, it's kind of like pointless to do it that way. But yeah, we got that, and I put a twist in these straps just because it's so high up there. I know it's going to be vibrating in the wind if I don't do that. And then, as I told you guys, I'm a fan of over securement, so I threw an extra strap through the bottom. The customer was saying that I only needed to use 5 straps, but I went with 6, like I said, because it made me feel better, and over securement never hurt anybody. We got the 2 straps at the top, right over the strength points of the load, the thickest part, or thickest part of the column there, of the structure, right over there at the top. 4 through the bottom, evenly spaced, and of course, alternating our straps. Buckle, winch, buckle, winch. That way we have even pull on both sides of the load so it doesn't shift to one side or the other. The same thing on the passenger side, but we'll go ahead and get that 360 just so you guys can see the full finished product. The only other thing about this, as you can see on the passenger side, this has a bit of a lip right here. So I had to put a double set of edge protectors, one right there over the lip, and then another one a little bit higher up, if you can see, over the top corner piece, because I didn't want the strap to be rubbing on the lip and possibly cut the strap, because that's definitely abrasive up there. So you got to pay attention to fine details like that when you're out here securing stuff. Make sure you put enough edge protectors in the right places, because you don't want to have your strap cut while you're driving down the highway at 65 miles an hour. Definitely do not. And the other thing, when I had to help the loader center this, meaning like make sure that the load was right in the center of the trailer, because with this thing being as wide as it is, if this thing were like hanging over the sides of the trailer, driver's side or passenger side, if it were hanging over, anything hanging over on the sides automatically makes the load an oversized load, by my understanding. So I had to make sure that that lip that I showed you was not hanging over, and everything was like right on the center. I mean, if you had like maybe like a few centimeters or something like that, I don't think they hit you like that, but if you had like 1 inch or 2 of overhang, if DOT saw that, they might try to smash you if you don't have oversized permits for your load. I'm pretty sure if you caught the wrong DOT officer on the wrong day, they might try to haze you for that, and you don't want those fines. So make sure that you're good. which I am with this one, and we are ready to roll. Looks beautiful, super easy load to secure. Didn't take very long at all. The only issue was the wind, and can't control nature, so just got to deal with it. But I'm set and ready to go, guys. Hopefully you guys learned something in this one. My first time hauling this stuff. Hopefully it'll make it easier for you guys if you come across this video and you get this stuff. But I'll catch you guys in the next video. I appreciate you all watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe on the video. You can check me out on Instagram and TikTok if you don't already know. Erudite Trucker on both. But I'll see you all farther down the road. Erudite Trucker out.